So, okay, the other thing we don't really want a lot of is patterns. We don't want a lot of like really intense, close stripes. And again, some of you guys already know this. I don't want to assume anything, so I'm just going to go over that. But especially for women, blues that are really vibrant and bright, greens, yellows, oranges, pinks. I'm telling you, as a marketer, it's really good. You want to make your presence felt. Sometimes you want to blend in. This is what Steve was talking about yesterday. You got to think of like what you want to communicate. You're always communicating something. Sometimes you want to communicate, I'm one of you. Sometimes you want to communicate, I need to be seen right now. I need to have your attention on me right now. And that's okay. Okay? So, here, you stand for a second. Tamisa, this works.
Yeah. She always looks great.
Yeah. Doctor, well, she always looks good, but I want to be even more specific than that. That color works with the right background. Now, it's almost green enough that you might have a problem. But just in general, that color works. It's kind of, even though there's a pattern, it's very solid.
I like it.
Okay? Thank you. What Diana's wearing. Diana, stand up for a second. See the red? She stands out from a lot of different things. When you're speaking, and I'm helping people, and I don't know if some speakers are comfortable saying this or not, but I literally a lot of times will pick out people's clothes. I have shopped for some of my clients, haven't I? I've gone into people's closets.
In my closet.
I've been in closets. One of the things that you're doing
or like when I was shooting, I didn't know I was shooting that day. David says, we're going to go in the studio. So he started picking out clothes out of his closet.
I have all kinds of clothes and stuff, so I just started bringing them out. So I dress Stephen. You know.
Yeah, really. I was in jeans.
Well, what we're looking at again is what's the background. Most hotel walls are like this. They're brown and they're ugly. So sometimes I have people that'll wear tans or browns. Guess what you just blended into? We're back to a talking head. Yeah, we want to stand out, okay? And I don't want you to think that this is all about being self-involved, but it is very much about what do we want to communicate. Some of you may think, what is David thinking?
Superman.
Okay, but believe it or not, there's something very specific going on here.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so the first time I came in here this morning, it hit me that David was dressed differently. How many people actually noticed that consciously? What did it make you feel or think?
Saturday.
Superman.
Playful.
Right? Playful. So you got to know his business yesterday, and today he comes in and he's casually hanging out with you guys as friends. Right? I don't know that that's his intention. His maybe a little different.
That's very much. That's exactly my intention. Some of you guys have been at events with me, and you've seen me late in the evenings. What am I wearing late in the evenings?
Your slippers.
My Spider-Man slippers. I have these big Spider-Man slippers with these heads on it.
I've seen them. Scary.
I've got the Marketer of the Year award for the Winner's Circle on this cruise, and we were in black tie, and I go up on stage with Spider-Man slippers, and I literally run to this table, and I literally put my foot up there like this, and the guy presenting with the award was just like, you know, because he's going through all these great lengths to have photographers and pictures and all these things like that, and I come up there with Spider-Man slippers and a tux. But again, what do people remember the most about that award?
Outrageous.
It was fun.
Is that the one that David wore those Spider-Man slippers at? Man, he brings out those Spider slippers. By the way, I've been wearing the same pair for about 4 years. I got massive holes in them. But it just gives them more character.
And if I may, here's one last thing to think about this. How long did you spend on the thought that he was dressed differently? Did you dwell on it? Instantaneous registering, letting go, now you're in a different space.
And this isn't about me. I don't want to turn it into that. But what I'm trying to say is you want to make your presence felt, and there's different ways to do that. And there are some traditional rules of thumb that don't apply depending on what you want to communicate. So remember earlier we were talking about knowledge versus wisdom. You can know a lot of things, but if you don't know the scenarios in which to apply them, it doesn't always necessarily help you. Okay? So sometimes what I'm saying is it's not just dressing good, but it's dressing different. And sometimes if I had to choose between good or different, sometimes it's more important to be different. Does that make sense?